Do you feel like South by Southwest is a good place to go to recover your imagination?
I do, but you not surprisingly have to work a little bit at it.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite examples, and it picks up on this idea of sort of machine learning and all of that, is this year South by started to make recommendations on sessions that you might want to attend. But they did it based on, like so many other algorithms in social media and things like that, they did it based on the things you had clicked on or attended or the people you had liked, right? So if I liked a session on curing cancer, of course, it's going to recommend a bunch of other sessions that directly or maybe just subtly, indirectly relate to curing cancer. The reason to go to South by Southwest is because you can access people and access experiences and things that you had no idea even existed. And sometimes they exist, but you have no idea what you're going to get out of it. So on my last day there, this time I went to see Frank Oz talk.
The puppeteer, the creator.
The puppeteer, the great one. He had a film. I didn't even know the film existed, and he's there. And he did Miss Piggy, and he did, Fozzie the Bear, and he brought his friend who was Gonzo. And, I've studied puppets, and I love the Muppets, and, they do extraordinary things on Sesame Street, et cetera. But even just him talking through how he, has to navigate a puppet when he only has two arms, so someone else is doing the other arm and all of this. Right now I'm thinking totally differently about, everything that I do with movement or every time I see a robot, right? And so that kind of thing just opens up the imagination. It goes back to what I was saying before about this idea of breaking patterns, right? If I just stayed on the path that I am, if I just took the same commute to work, if I just watched the same TV shows or even the things that are recommended because they're similar, it's not going to spark the kind of big novel ideas that I know are possible with imagination. If I can make an effort to break out of that pattern, I have no idea what's going to happen, right? It could go badly. I could go out into the forest and I could run out of gas and I could have no power. And
right.
I could be cold and miserable, right? But it's absolutely going to change my perspective and my experience, and it's going to trigger my imagination in new and extraordinary ways. So, I can't move to the forest because that's just another kind of pattern, right? If I do that every day, but if you are just pushing a little bit each day to change things and not to be more efficient and not to be just following the recommendation engines that exist on everything, that in and of itself, that little thing is going to start to fuel imagination as you never have before. And, I don't know that people even realize how stuck in patterns we are, but that's a pretty easy one to just do it. If I walk to work instead of taking the subway here in New York, what I see, what I hear, what I experience, I've done it many times, right? All of a sudden I have 10 new ideas for things I want to write or people I should, call or whatever. You start to see everything differently, and then obviously you start to see more as well, and that just feeds and compounds in a good way going forward.